Get our purple smoky eye started. Now, I'm gonna do warm tones. They're always gonna be so flattering whenever we're doing something really, really smoky. But I do wanna make sure that my brow bone and everything up here, my little freckles, everything is really nice and full coverage. I just feel like it kind of lends itself to the smokiness. So I'm just taking a pot concealer and a dense brush. Now, I'm not gonna use this as eyeshadow base. Last time I used concealer as eyeshadow base, I was betrayed. But anywhere you don't have friction, this is gonna be just fine. Look what I got. I went and got a new About Face liquid shadow in 𝗕𝗘𝗧𝗬. I am gonna try to keep this smoky eye really easy. And I know easy is a relative term, but we're all family here. I'm sorry. Y'all don't block me. All right, we're gonna take this, smooth it out, and now we already have a really, really nice transition. Now there's a lot of colors here that we're gonna have to revisit. This palette is just scrumptious to me. I'm going to grab this shade, and I did switch to a fluffier brush. That way we can just lightly add it in. And we're heading our way on down to Purple Town now. Just start adding that in for some depth. Oh yes, that's nice. So what makes this a little bit more approachable and a little less scary is kind of adding all of this purple on warmth. I feel like it's very flattering on most skin tones. And it's really, really easy just to kind of put that on something we're very familiar with, and most of us are very familiar with warmer tones. It's going to feel very, very strange, and believe it or not, purple is actually a really difficult pigment to work with. It becomes patchy, it just wants to betray us. So what I recommend doing is using a dark brown. I would even go more dark brown than this. I'm gonna be okay because I am pretty used to packing on and kind of knowing the limits of purple. Royal blue is one of them. Really any kind of jewel tones, that's what I'm trying to think of. Any kind of jewel tone is just a little bit more tricky. Also, I do have another way to fix it if it does become patchy, but I feel like that needs to be another video. But if you have a dark brown, liquid shadow, anything like that, something that doesn't dry too quickly, we definitely want to reach for that as our base. I will say bonus points if you have a base that doesn't dry down, like clean canvas. Sometimes when a base or a liquid shadow dries too quickly, it dries slower in certain areas, and that's when we can become very, very patchy as well. Now let's pick up this beautiful purple. It almost looks blue. I promise you it's not. So it's important that we make sure, okay, no creasing. We don't want to set any creases. And I'm just going to start pressing this into our base. That's so good. Grabbing more. Just keep pressing, my friends. Cover up all of that base. Fallout's totally normal when you have a pressed pigment. That's so pretty. Now you need a smaller brush, same shade, and we'll get in these harder to reach areas, and it'll start to transition. We might need one more shade to transition it. We'll see. Right now we got to get in here. Get all those little creases. I also feel like that's kind of helpful if you're still having any kind of creasing. Sometimes when we're using our favorite shades, say our favorite more neutral shades, we don't realize that there could be that much left unset. So it's kind of just a reminder. Maybe take a small brush on the side of it and really press it and all those nooks and crannies. Now let's talk about the purple being a little bit more delicate. Notice that I'm tapping to transition it. That is really nice. Just kind of feather it into the other shade. I'm trying to decide if I want to find another shade to transition this. That's nice. Now remember, all this is gonna get cleaned up, all that, mirror. But we have to remember, fair before fabulous. Okay, I took a wisp of this shade just to soften edges. Everything in me wants to go back and forth, but I know I should just lightly tap. This is really fun. We have fun. Now this is gonna be really, really fun. We're gonna take this really bright purple and just brighten up the center here. Kind of gives it a ghostly quality. And I'm just gonna keep this on my natural lid. I'm wiping off my brush on Sheila. Sheila's in my lap. That way I can just take the edges and just ever so lightly soften them. We must whisper. Let's not smoke the purple. I'm going to clean this up. And I think I want to do some liner too. I'm going to take this black liner and I'm just going to apply it here and here. I like the idea of the purple, the brighter purple, just kind of not having any kind of lines on it. E26, and we'll just extend it a little bit. Got to do a purple waterline for sure. Let's get our Lily Lashes self-adhesive. I said a half lash today. And this is the style Wild Child. Get over there. Ooh, it's already grabbing. Let's put a hair in my eye. I blame Jean. But we can't really blame him, he's just a little cutie pie. Okay, that's perfect. Now I'm gonna grab a darker peach corrector today, and I'm gonna use this to correct around the edges of this shadow. I have to sneeze, hang on. Now I am gonna take a fluffier brush because I don't need it quite as pigmented. I'm still using Cali Ray. What shade was that before I put it away? This is shade Daybreak. And I'm just going to use it to not only blend edges and still keep that warmth around it, but all of that purple is going to pull a lot of blue out from underneath my eye. So this little bit more of an intense peach is going to help correct blue. And I mean, you can just watch it melt edges. It's quite delightful. But I'm using the fluffier brush, so it's not wildly pigmented. If you have darker circles, I would recommend using this side of a D2. That would keep it really nice and pigmented and targeted, but I don't need that. I'm kind of just using it to melt and ever so lightly correct. Now I'm gonna get my foundation on, and then I'm gonna hop off and film a little blush hack situation. Don't be alarmed at that color match. Remember, purple is gonna pull yellow. Color blow, purple, yellow. It's gonna make this look worse. But that being said, I think I just put a lot on. No, I think we're good. I'm looking at it in the mirror. No, I think we're pretty good. Okay, C42. We'll do a little melty melty. I'll just let this run. Ooh, telling all my secrets. We're using this Kaleidos blush. It doesn't have the name on it, does it? Am I overlooking it? No, but it's the bright pink, which I'll go research before I post this. And then I did the blush transition. A little across my nose. And you know what? Let's get a little wild. This is gonna tie in nicely with the purple. Perfect. A little out here. Using the C41. I don't want to get too orangey with the bronzer, so I'm going to use shade 1. This is the Givenchy bronzer. I love this one so much. It kind of gives just a whisper of warmth, but we're still getting that really nice shape. Perfect. I'm going to take my Givenchy powder, and whenever I want things to just feel a little bit more glam, I kind of pile this on. And by pile, I just do 3 swipes instead of 2. There we go. It's 3 swipes per, I should say per, every time I'm picking it up. And then I'm essentially baking with this. Just assume I'm always baking if I put a little bit there, and I'm baking for shape. Now while we're baking, I'm going to take a little bit of clear base, run that along my bottom lash line. Look everywhere for a brush. Oh, I got it. I'm gonna grab the E27. I'm gonna use some sparkle. and I'm gonna do it on my bottom lash line. I'm gonna take first just a whisper of this, and I shouldn't have fallout because of that really wet base. Perfect. Get this nice and blended out. Grabbing a little bit more. Get this color on my eye. I'm just gonna go on the bottom inner part. Look at that. That is just so delightful. I am using a very light hand. And like I said, we're gonna be using this palette quite a bit. This palette really inspires me. Now, my favorite thing to do with a bake, even if you're doing a heavier bake than this, is to take your foundation brush, and I even like that this might have some of the foundation on here, and I push that in. I just feel like we still get the really beautiful brightening and shaping effect, but I know I'm not gonna have fallout. Not fallout, I'm sorry, I'm here still. I'm not gonna have flashback. And it's just gonna push it really into that foundation, and it's even going to further blur. Big fan of this technique. By now, most of you know how much I love matching my lipstick to my transition. This is ABH Mauve Cloud. That's delightful. Now, I do think I want to get a little playful and do a more red-brown lip liner. Oh, this color is... That's beautiful. I found it. Kaleidos lip liner. This is the shade Merlot. Yep. That's gonna kind of play into my eye makeup. Now it's gonna keep shading. All right, my friends, this is our finished look. I hope that you enjoyed this purple smoky eye tutorial. I love the idea of highlighting where the eyeball sticks out the furthest. I know it sounds creepy, but that's how I started to understand it. And I just feel like even though this is a matte, the way the light hits it, it just, scrumptious. I love makeup. Not sure if you know that. I hope that you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for being here with me and watching these tutorials. It means the world to me. I love you, and until the next video, bye for now.